Hi everyone, it's Stephanie Thompson. Welcome back to Read Your Library. Today we're going to be talking about this amazing bestseller, Simon Winchester's tremendous book, Krakatoa, which is, as the title would imply, about the explosion of the volcanic island of Krakatoa in Southeast Asia on August 27th, 1883. This book is one that I would think falls into the category of what I like to call disaster porn, kind of. It's nonfiction. Simon Winchester is a geologist and a historian and a very successful writer. You may have read his other bestseller, The Professor and the Madman. And what he does is he really exhaustively researches contemporary accounts and the history of an event and has written this incredible detailed new perspective on these events. And the reason Krakatoa is so interesting is because it really truly was an epic disaster of the type that those of us in the modern era really have no concept of. As natural disasters go, it was one of the greatest ones to ever befall the earth in the time that men have been around and able to realize it and record it. And this happened in, as we say, in 1883, so this was really at the peak of empire, especially the British Empire. And in this part of the world, this island was just off Java and Sumatra. You have the British, you have the Dutch, they have well-established colonies in these areas, shipping, trade, steamships, all kinds of things. So this particular disaster was very well documented and witnessed by a large number of people, both local and from Europe. And Simon Winchester is able to really dig into those accounts and come up with this amazingly detailed portrait of what happened prior to, during, and after the explosion. And just to give you an idea of what we're talking about, let me just read you a short section from when the actual explosion happened, where he says, according to all the instruments that recorded it, 2 minutes later, this is at 10 o'clock in the morning on the day, came the fourth and greatest explosion of them all, a detonation that was heard thousands of miles away and that is still said to be the most violent explosion ever recorded and experienced by modern man. The cloud of gas and white-hot pumice, fire, and smoke is believed to have risen as many as 24 miles into the air. So, I mean, we have no idea. This explosion was so large, it was heard in Europe. It was heard thousands of miles away, as he says. The shock wave was felt hundreds of miles away. The cloud plume and smoke and fire in the air was seen from very far away, and it affected global weather so much that years later, the cloud dust was still in the air. In fact, one of the more famous reactions to this explosion is Munch's famous painting, The Scream, you know, that guy. The colors in the background, the yellow and red and those colors in the sun and in the sky, those are thought to be a result of the kinds of sunsets and sunrises they had all over the world for months after this event because of the dust clouds still in the air. Big chunks of volcanic ash and rock, pumice, fell into the water. The water was so thick with it that the boats couldn't sail in that area. I mean, it's just incredible. It's mind-blowing. You need to read it. It's fascinating. It's full of detail like that. It's a really interesting portrait of that area at that time anyway, and then to add this incredible explosion that destroyed the island of Krakatoa and had repercussions for years to come in the area is really worth the read. So I recommend it. Krakatoa, pick it up today. And thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time on Read Your Library.